To put this mission into place, we think that we have 4 main goals here that we've represented pretty clearly. They're simple, they're not complex, but they're pretty simple to understand. Goal 1 is targeted economic growth. We want to enhance opportunities for attraction and growth in industries of statewide and regional importance. In the plan, we identified what industries we're talking about. We also include industries like food production, fishing, green energy, tourism, that may not be high wage earners, but they're essential to the future success of our state. We identify a strategy where we're going to identify places in the state where those industries are strongest, and really try to focus on working with those industries to understand what are the challenges to retaining those industries, what are the challenges to expanding those industries, what are the challenges to expanding like kind of industries into the state, and then we will then, well, from what we learned, we'll share with local government, because they play a role in this because they're the ones that zone land. We will work together to make sure that the places that these firms already exist, because there's definitely benefits to growing those places that already have infrastructure, that already have a road network, that already have the skills in those places, that already have those firms that are willing to expand that organic kind of growth that we all want in the state. Where are the places where we can leverage our assets best to see that take shape? Our second goal is effective regional planning. We want to guide and inform regional planning so that each region of the state can experience appropriate growth according to the desires and assets of that region. So in this goal, we recommend phasing out the policy map and putting in place a priority growth investment area criteria that will be more dynamic and flexible. We have an advanced notice of rules that flesh out the meat on the bones of that criteria in the back, and that's available online. There's many steps to go to get that criteria in place. So for the transition, we recommend when the plan is adopted, the state plan policy map that is in place now continues to be in place so we can work forward in this transition, because we've got programs and regulations of the state government now that are connected by statute or regulation to that map. And we may not like that map, we may not want that map for the long term, but we have to face the reality that we've learned is that there's lots of connections to that map. And we need to be really careful not to create chaos for the connections that already exist. So we think we need some time to transition. In this goal, we set a series of garden state values that are to be interpreted regionally. So we know that these set of values are not they don't come with how many acres you should have preserved in your town. They don't come with requirements to have a downtown in every town in the state. They don't come with the requirement of having public transportation in every single town or industry in every single town. But these are the set of values that we have in place that in general should be interpreted regionally. And then these are the kind of screens that we think regions should consider and then make appropriate planning and zoning decisions for their towns. The third goal we have in place is preservation and enhancement of critical natural resources. We think our land preservation programs in the state are world-class. We think the voters understand that making investments in land preservation through voluntary programs that the state offers through our farmland and greenacres program, they're good investments for our state. We recommend that those investments continue. We recommend advocacy for improving our municipal land use law system so we can get more preservation outcomes without having to spend public dollars. We think that our regional transfer development rights systems from the Pinelands and Highlands need to be considered and become very effective. The Pinelands is, I could say, at this point, pretty effective. The Highlands, if anyone's from the Highland region from here, we know that the Highlands transfer development system needs a lot of work. So from an equity perspective, from landowner equity of people that were impacted by the land use regulations that were applied statewide to that region by the state, we think that they deserve some fair outcomes, and a transfer development rights system that actually works in the Highlands could be one of those things, alongside continued public investment in voluntary land preservation through our open space and farmland preservation programs. Our fourth goal is the one that's mostly related to state government first. Tactical alignment of government. So we want to put together a cohesive framework of state government so that when there's a time to work with local government, you're more often than not getting different answers from, say, DEP, DCA, DOT. So we're going to try to work together, put together programs, policies, improve existing programs and policies to enable our siloed agencies that are working better together now than they ever have been before but to institutionalize that cooperative spirit that exists within this administration. We're going to refocus the State Planning Commission for local government coordination to make sure that citizens, local governments still have an outlet into helping the state understand the policies that the state has in place and how it affects them. So we have basically a loop-back framework, so we can have a message coming from local government through the State Planning Commission to make sure that if we're still doing something stupid, we can still hear about it, and we still have the opportunity to make this change. This is where the executive order comes in, and this is some of the work that we're not going to start, in earnest until the plan is adopted. But we are starting to mobilize that framework behind the scenes right now in anticipation of the plan being adopted by the State Planning Commission. That is basically my 25 minutes or so. The next steps after tonight, we've got a couple more public hearings. Public comments are open until 30 days after the last public hearing. The State Planning Commission by statute is required to adopt the plan 60 days after the last public hearing. So we're going to have a very narrow window to get comments together. We plan on listening a lot over the next couple weeks still, keeping our minds open through the written public comment period, and then offering a what we call a red line version that will be available publicly before the SPC takes action, so you can see, as a result of the public hearings, what are the additions, deletions, changes we've made to address some of the good public comments and constructive criticism or positive comments we've made that have been made to us through these last couple of weeks. So I thank you. This is not exactly sexy work here. I thank you for paying attention. And this is some of the more boring work you can find in state government. This is the work that needs to be done to have these goals be met. And we thank you for your attention. We're going to open this up to hear your questions.